Hey guys, it's Carla. Today I'm working on a canvas panel with acrylic paint. I've got white, yellow medium, permanent red, phthalo blue, and burnt umber. And I've already painted my canvas with a watered down red and dried it, and I drew on my outline. And if you want this outline, you can get it in the description below. Alright, so I'm just going to use a synthetic angle brush and go ahead and kind of get everything blocked in. So I think I'll use this brown and get my posts blocked in. And what I'm doing is negative painting, so instead of starting in the background and moving forward, I'm starting in the foreground and moving back. And that way I'm kind of painting around stuff, and it gives it just a different look, a looser look. If you struggle with being able to paint things loosely, then this will definitely help. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put just one coat on the first coat on my sheets. And when this dries, it's going to get dull, so I'll come back and brighten it up, and I'll also be putting like shadows and stuff in it. Alright, now up here on the house, I'll go ahead and put the first coat on it. I'll just cover those windows and bring them back in later. Okay, so while I've got this on my brush, I think I'll go ahead and maybe I'll go ahead and paint in the sky. So I'm just going to pick up some blue, maybe some red. Maybe dull it down just a tad. Now the sky, when you look at the sky, it's typically like darker toward the top, and then as you come down toward the horizon, it gets lighter. So I'm going to pick up more white for down here. I think I'll have kind of a reddish orange roof. Not much different than what's on the canvas already. now the water. I probably should have went ahead and put in some greenery around the house. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Start out dark and then I'll get lighter with it, with highlights. So I'll just use the tip of the brush. I think I want a tree back here that kind of sits behind the house. And this helps the house to kind of pop. Maybe there's one back here too. And maybe some shrubbery around the house. That keeps the house from just kind of getting lost in the background. Okay, so maybe I should go ahead and start on this ground area. And it's going to be different shades of green. And really, I want this to be lighter because when I put my cast shadows in from the posts, I want them to really show up so that it looks sunny outside. Now obviously I've lost my clothesline, so I'll have to paint that back in, but I can use a liner brush and do that. I don't want all of this green to be the same shade of green, so just kind of putting in some darker here and there. Okay, so if my sun is coming from over here and it's hitting this side of the house, which it will be, then my shadows from the post will go kind of, I don't want them to go straight across, so I'm going to kind of have them going up a little bit. All right, now I think the sky is dry enough where I can come back and brighten it up toward the horizon. So maybe there's clouds back there. All right, now I've got to start thinking about the light again. These are not going to be real bright, like they're white sheets, but they're not going to look all white because we're mostly seeing the shaded side. And we'll come back and put some highlights on these. Okay, so with white, I'm going to indicate that the sun is hitting it right here, and so in different places it's going to be brighter. And right here I'm going to have like the corner flipped up, so the light's hitting it right there, and it's hitting it right there and where it's flipped up, and so it's brighter. Maybe some of it's hitting it like that, maybe here and there. And you don't have to get real detailed with this. It's going to be obvious to the viewer that it's clothes on a line, sheets on a line, so you don't have to prove it to anybody. Okay, now I'm going to use my liner brush with just watered down umber and put my line in, so it's going to come to there, across there, up to that one, and then down, across into that one. Okay, now I think I want a little bit darker shadows here. Just to make it look more sunny. And then the sheets are also going to be casting a shadow. So maybe this one will cast a shadow kind of in here. I don't want to duplicate the shape of it, just kind of the indication of shadow. And there's shadow back there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the shaded side of my house. So this side right here would be shaded. And this side of the little cove, I guess. And then this color that I used on the roof, if I add a little bit of brown to it, I can shade this side of the roof. And maybe go ahead and shade that side of the chimney. So now with plain white, I'll come back and brighten up the sunny side. And let's see, maybe gonna have some windows. Just a dark color for the windows. I'm going to have under this eave, I'm going to put in a dark shadow. And where else? Maybe under this eave. Don't know about that one, maybe a little bit, just to give it some dimension. And there might even be just a little bit there. All right, now I want to come back and highlight my trees, because the sun is shining on part of them, so they're going to be pretty bright right here. And I'm just using the tip of my brush and this one might be catching some of the light, just not as much. Oh, and bushes around the house. So again, I'm just using the tip of the brush just to put a little bit of a highlight where I think the sun would be hitting. And I think maybe these windows need something. Yeah, I mean, they're almost going to be completely dark because they're on the shaded side of the house, but this one over here is not, so I'm going to brighten it up a little bit. And if you want to make the bright part of the house look even brighter, you can put a little bit of yellow in with some white, and the yellow actually makes it seem like the sun is hitting it more. And I can do that also to these sheets here and there. Okay, now I feel like my water needs something, and maybe all it needs is like a distant sailboat or something. So just maybe about right here. And I can make that stand out more, or I can leave it the way it is. I'm going to go ahead and make it stand out more, because in case you want to do that, I'll show you how. But it's also fine the way it is. But with a darker shade, I can give it more contrast. And to make it look even sunnier outside, I can kind of yellow up this ground a little bit. And this will just add to the sunny effect. And that's the good thing about doing this negative painting. You can always come back and go around things, and because that's how you've done it from the beginning, so it doesn't make it look odd and out of place. Keep it loose. All right. And one more thing you can do, if you want to, is with some thin paint. You can use a liner brush for this, but I'm just using the tip of this brush, and put in a few little distant birds. And I think that's all I'll do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one and give it a try. And until next time, God bless you.